What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Chewin the Rag. Before we get started, as always, just a couple of quick shout outs. First and foremost, W.GG, use promo code Chewin at checkout. Get yourself some good, clean, jitter free energy. I've got merch like this hat here, which has some dust on it because it was hanging over there and I didn't know where. I honestly didn't know where the hell it was. It was like undercoats or whatever. So it's a little dingy, but it's still there. But yeah, while you're there, you can get some merch. You can get jitter free clean energy. You can get hydration drinks. They got new shakers. They got a big like mouse pad thing, which is what I use here. Super nice. And then while you are buying and gifting yourself things, if you go to chewintherag.com, there is a merch store. There's a hoodie right here. From that merch store, there's hats, hoodies, mugs, travel mugs, stickers, all sorts of different things. And there's also all sorts of different designs as well. A bunch of different colors with the logo. Some Halloween stuff still up. I'm going to take that down soon, but if you're interested, go grab it. There's the Peaceful Mind line, and then there's the I'm Not Doing That Dude. So there's a bunch of different things, random things. I try to mix it up. I don't want to just have the merch be the logo and that's it. I like to have fun merch. I like to have different merch, and I'll probably be updating that again soon with Halloween going, and we're going to phase that out and then bring in something new. So looking forward to doing that. And again, that's chewintherag.com. That has the store, that has all the platform links where the show is available, that has all the social media, the email in which you can send in questions. It's supposed to have the Discord. I haven't updated it, even though I say quite literally every single episode I'm going to update it. I will be doing that soon, I promise. So all that will be in there. It has a gaming channel too. I don't really use that as much anymore as I should, or as much anymore. Yeah, I said that right. I don't really use it as much as I should anymore. I'm going to hopefully start again, but it's just been, I haven't really been in like a stream mood because it's live and you got to focus on like kind of being entertaining on top of just playing the damn game. And it's like, if I'm playing the game, I'm kind of hanging out. So let me take these off. My son left his damn glasses on my desk and I was going to see how long I can go with them. The answer's not long. Jesus. I was just going to he literally just said it's hilarious how somehow he always comes up. But in Chris's episode, the Dark Horse 6 episode, I wore like the fire hat and I never acknowledged it. I was just going to do that with this and I couldn't do it. They're way too small and it's just not for me. Oh, we're here. Skipped a couple weeks. Everything's good. Just kind of hanging out. I started going back to the gym a little bit, the MMA gym there. It was fun. So I went, not this past weekend, 2 weekends ago. I went on Friday night, just did some sparring. It was just me and one other guy who I've known for a while. So it's always good when that happens, especially when you're jumping right back into it because, I don't know, sparring with new guys can be scary. You don't know if they're going to go in there. You know, spar with guys who, like, you touch gloves and they're just throwing haymakers. It's like, dude, I'm not trying to fight. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So, you know, sparring with guys who have something to prove and they have fights and they're just trying to get hard sparring in. It's like, dude, I'm not fighting anymore. I don't need to do that. So, sparred with Tim. And he forgot his mouthpiece, which that's always a good sign. Because I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to throw mine in then. So you know you're going to go light when you go with somebody who doesn't have their mouthpiece on them. But we got like 6 hard, good rounds in. It felt good to move around. And then the Saturday after that, I taught like a small kids MMA class. That was difficult. You know, kids, if they're not interested in it, they're not interested in it. They're going to do their own thing. They're going to run around. It's hard. My son has been going like literally I had him in the gym super early, so like I can usually get him to listen to me for a little bit and move around. But we had my buddy's kids there who aren't really familiar with the gym and the etiquette and really what to do, so you try to make it fun. His son's soft to put it nicely. he's a nice kid. He's a soft kid. It's fine. There's kids are just, some kids are harder than others. Some kids are soft. My son's sensitive, but like, you know, he was like really upset about something. I don't know, but like, it's just weird when you get, because kids range from, you have really hard, tough kids, and you have like these softer, sensitive kids where it's like you kind of gotta, you know, use kid gloves, literally use kid gloves, and it was kind of fun to balance that out. And but I'm not calling him, you know, I'm not making fun of the kid. He's literally just like a softer, more sensitive kid. It's fine. I still want him to go to the gym. I still think he would have a good time if he like trust me. I think that's also what it is. You associate. My brother always had this issue too. You associate the gym that I go to with like, no, just come get a workout in. You don't have to spar with me. You know what I mean? And he's like, I don't want to fight. I'm like, we're not fighting. Relax. Just come hit the bag. Come learn something. Get some cardio. I bring stuff. I've done like weight training with people there. I'll pack my car with like some weights, a stationary bike. Like, we could do other things. You don't have to spar with me. Now, if I just want to like teach you something, if you're hitting the heavy bag and I'm noticing you're doing something wrong, I might have you do it to me so you can see it on a physical human. Like a lot of times with a heavy bag, people will, you're not really hitting like a face level. They'll punch like straight down. Nobody's really, and I understand you're not trying, you're not, if you're just there for a workout, you're not emulating a fight, but like be comfortable at least. Like if you're punching down, you're not really learning anything. You're not really benefiting yourself by being there. So like I'll have somebody, if they're new, like just tap my face. Just it's fine. You're not gonna hurt me. Just tap my face, and I'll do it like that. But I'm not gonna swing back at you, especially if I'm telling you to. If I'm gonna show you something on you, I'll do it super light too. You won't even feel it. So that was interesting navigating that. And then Sunday, brought my son to his first live sporting event. We went and saw a local hockey team. I guess it's the Adirondack Thunder. That was pretty fun. He got bored of it. It's 3 periods of hockey. He's sitting in the stands. He enjoyed it when it got loud and stuff, which that's what I was actually worried about. I was worried about when it got loud, how he would react. And it's funny. So Thursday, Friday, I do a home workout, and like my home workout's pretty tough. It's, I have like a weighted vest. I use the bike. I hit the bag. I have weights down there. I have a whole thing down there, and I was like sprawling onto the ground, like hard sprawling. It's a concrete floor, by the way. No big deal. And I'm hard just hitting sprawls to see if I still got it, and I slipped on one, banged my hip up. Didn't really hurt. I was fine. Friday night, I do a little bit of a home workout. Get upstairs, rinse it off, go to sparring. Feel good. Literally felt fine. Saturday felt fine with teaching the kids class and just doing my own little thing while I was there messing around. And then Sunday, we're getting ready to go up. It's about 40-minute drive. We're getting ready to go up to watch hockey. And my son's godfather, my buddy Zach, he comes here. We're like, all right, cool. I'm like, I'm going to clean out the back seats so you can ride up with us because whatever, it's on the way. So he was like, I'll come to your house and we'll ride up. I was like, all right, cool. We go outside and just clean a couple things off. And I was putting my son in his seat and I messed my back up doing that. Are you fucking kidding? The human body's so ridiculous where it's like, and people are like, well, the stuff leading up to it. I'm like, no, it's not like a pain like that. Like I pulled something for sure. It's not like the stuff that I was doing, the working out or anything. I know the difference between the pain you get from just a hard workout or working out hard for a little while and then just pulling something. Like it was definitely something got messed up in my lower back. It still hurts. It's not as bad as it was. Something's in my eye. I'm not crying, I promise. It still hurts if I move a certain way, especially in the morning. It hurts because you're sleeping all night. Back pain's like the biggest thing with back pain is try not to get bed rest. You want to be moving around a lot. So I definitely feel it in the mornings more than anything. And then when I do get to work and I'm moving the stoves around and getting busy, then it's like, okay, I'm feeling good now. But yeah, no, I did that. That's been bothering me. It's been fun. It's been pretty quiet in regards to just like nothing really new. The hockey game, that was my first. So it was my son's first live sporting event. It was my first hockey game, which it was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't follow hockey. I don't watch hockey, but I would go to live hockey all the time. It was pretty fun. I had a bet with them. So I posted something on X or Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I said, if they win, if the Thunder win, I'll go get their logo tattooed on my leg. They lost. I'll probably still do it because it was my son's. I don't have any I'm a Cowboys fan. There's a Dallas hat there. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm wearing a Bulls hoodie. People, Cowboys and Bulls. Yeah, I'm a fucking 90s. What do you want me to tell you? I don't give a fuck. I'm glad I don't root for New York teams. You all fucking suck. But yeah, and I don't have any their stuff tattooed on me. I won't until I have to witness it as an adult. You got to win something now, bitch. You can't. I'm not just going to keep riding the shit you did as I was a fucking kid. So, because I don't really follow a hockey team, and it was my first event with my son. So he's now seen, live comedy. He saw me do comedy. You saw live sports. I just wanted to keep seeing shit and doing shit. That's all it is. But since that was our first thing together, I'll probably throw it on my leg or something. That's just what my legs are for. They're for me to throw things on. I think I've talked about that on here. But I mean, we won the fight. There was one fight and we won, so I'll count it. I'll tattoo my leg with that for that. That's perfectly fine with that. We got Thanksgiving coming up. That's whatever for me. I don't really. I go, I hang out with like my wife's side of the family and Thanksgiving. I don't really do too much. I'll shoot like a text or a phone call to my dad, my brother, just happy Thanksgiving, and then it's the same shit. My mom. It's our first Thanksgiving since my mom passed. But like even when she was alive, we didn't really do anything major for Thanksgiving. We used to. There was like a whole thing at like my aunt's house where the family would come together. I haven't done that in years since before my son was even born. He's 4 now, so I've talked about my cousin on here. I don't really get along with him. I don't really care. So I'm not gonna go to a fucking Thanksgiving where he's gonna be at and potentially have something. Like it's just not worth the headache. So that and like I just don't really talk to anybody anymore. Nobody really talks to me. So fuck it, I'll just go next door, watch some football, hang out, eat food, and hang out with my son. Call it a day. Got an extended weekend. Might extend it even more. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this job. Got an extended weekend. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. It's of course like now that I like want to start getting back into the gym, I just texted my coach. I'm like, hey, is there a different class schedule? He's like, yeah, nobody's here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm like, what the fuck? But I have access. The cool thing about that gym is like that Saturday class was impromptu. Like I could just use it. I used to have a key to it. Like he's known him since 2015, I think. It started out so. Just a little backstory. I took a debut fight, rolled off the couch, lost 45 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever, 55, whatever it was. I fought John. I've talked about this on here, so I'm just going to do like a real quick rundown. Fought this kid, lost in 26 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Had fun, wanted to pursue it a little bit more. Found a gym, and I forget how I found it, but I think it was just on Facebook. But it was out of this guy's garage. This guy, Justin, my coach, friend of mine, brother of mine. And it was just a 1-car garage, super small. There was like a tight knit group of us, like maybe a handful at the most. And then eventually it started growing. We expanded it. This was pretty early on too. We expanded it, knocked the wall down, made a whole it's a really nice little gym setup. And right now it's freezing out. It's colder in the garage than it is outside. When it's hot out, it's hotter in the garage than it is outside. It's really tough training. It's this weather. The mats are super hard. They're stiff. You feel it. And yeah, it's just he's trusted me since I've been there. And I was not to sound like corny, but he's like, it'd be cool because I wasn't. What the hell was that? I wasn't going for a little while. Like I'm back a little bit on and off, but I think it was around my wedding time I started going just so I could drop a few pounds, whatever, get a good workout in. And then I stopped going a little bit again. He's like, hey, if you could just be a leader, just lead this squad. The guys like having you here. And I'm like, God damn it. And now, of course, I'm going to start coming back. And when I skip, it's going to be like, hey, I'm just like the unappointed team captain. So, but, like I said, I trust him a lot. He trusts me a lot. So I can just show up whenever. He knows I'll drop him some money. He knows I'll lock up, turn everything off. I'll tell him when I'm coming to make sure if anybody else is using the gym, I'm not, barging in. I think he coaches his daughter and she's on the wrestling squad now and she's soccer. So if he's having a group over, of course I wouldn't want to just come in a little fucking silverback. Hey, come in and hit the bat. You guys mind if I do that while you fucking kick the ball at the wall and pretend it's a net? No, I'm not going to do that. So, but yeah, I had one fight under him, a couple kickboxing, sparring exhibition things, and a grappling match. And now I just go there, get a workout in, be a body for the team when they need a body for sparring and whatnot. And my goal, because I want my son's at that age now where he can start sports up. So kids jiu-jitsu is probably coming up within the next year. So what's up, Ollie? So the more I get him into the gym, I know, like I said, he's been coming since he was a year old. So the more I get him in now and I make it a regimen and I'm doing it and he sees, the more likely he'll be open to the idea of going to the gym, hitting a jiu-jitsu class, being coachable. That's the big thing. When I'm at, I tell him, or I told him rather, at this last class, he's 4 now, so he can kind of understand what I'm getting at. I'm like, buddy, these kids haven't been to the gym before. I need you to like step up and help me out. And like, when it starts getting out of hand, just like, come on, guys. Like trying to get him to be coachable to that degree where it's like, I might need your help now, buddy. Okay. This just, can you come in and help dad? And he'll do it. And then naturally he saw the kids like fucking off and running around. He's like, I just want to run around. I'm like, yeah, I get it. But, and I would stop him like, all right, can you come here and line up against the wall? He would go right to the wall. So really good. Like, I was happy about that. I just want a coachable kid. I'd never be that dad where it's like, I don't care what your coach says unless your coach is a dipshit. Then like you kind of have to be that dad. But otherwise, give me a coachable kid, and I'm chilling. Like that's all I ask. And he is really good, like listener. Yeah, just for everybody, really. Wherever I go, he does a good job of listening. He had his first. Did I do an episode since his birthday? I think I did. Yeah. Well, he was after that. So just this past Sunday now, or Saturday rather. Sorry, he had his first he was invited to a birthday party. So we went to my buddy's daughter, her first birthday. We went there, and then he had a kid from his class had a birthday party the same day. So we went right from that party to that one. And it was cool to like see him interact with a kid from class and like meet their parents. It's weird to do that. It's weird to be like, oh, you're this guy's dad. Oh, I'm this guy's dad. And it's like, and now we're those parents where we have a school age kid. So that is what it is. And then I'm not really great with like small talk at all. I can bullshit some small talk, but it was cool. One of the guys there, he went to the Cowboys game, not against the Panthers the week before. I think it was Giants. And he was just like showing me pictures and stuff because I was wearing that hat over there. And I was just like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, and it probably sounds like I'm being fake. Like, oh, cool, get that shit out of my face. But it's like, no, that's cool. I don't know. I'm not going to get like, I don't know. I don't get like super hyped or excited for anything. So it's like, he probably thinks I'm just brushing him off. And I guess in a way I am, but it's not intentional. It's just, oh, yeah, that's cool, man. Are somebody's dad here? Should I know you? But all in all, it's pretty fun to watch him interact with all those kids and just get that stuff. We watched him at his birthday, and then we're watching him at all these other kids' birthday. And he's been to other kids' birthday parties before. When I said first birthday party, it's not what I meant. But like the first one from somebody at school where I had to be like that dad who shook hands with parents and be like, oh, I'm this kid's dad. Oh, okay, cool. Like I don't know who that kid is. I only know him because you're pointing him out now. I don't know the kids in the class, but I appreciate it. Not really too much really to talk about, so we're just going to bullshit. So I talked about before how I bombed in Cairo, whatever the fuck it's called, don't care. And I rewatched it today just because I was like, I haven't really put because I haven't had episodes, I haven't really put any clips on any social media or anything. Maybe there was something there that I could redeem. While I was watching, I was like, this actually wasn't too bad. Like the jokes that I told, I liked them. Obviously, I told them, I wrote them. So I think what I'm going to do is at the time of this episode, you'll either see, just go to the end credits after the song. Just give it like 2 seconds to see if it transitions into something. If it does, that means, it's going into the comedy set. It's about 8 minutes long. If it doesn't, just go to the Chewin the Rag YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're listening, who cares? Go to the main page and you'll be able to find it on there. So either way, it's either going to be posted at the end of this video, which is my goal. But if I don't get around to it, I'm just going to upload it. I'll just do it to YouTube. I don't know why I mentioned Spotify. Go to YouTube. If you're not listening on YouTube, go to the YouTube Chewin the Rag Pod. And let me get the proper one. Just go to chewintherag.com. The YouTube link's there. What the fuck am I talking about? Chewintherag.com. Go to YouTube. And if it's not attached to this episode, it's a separate thing. I don't care. I have no shame. I actually think bombing is funny. I might have talked about that on here. I love a good bomb. Just having to sit in it, and it's like, how are you going to react? You're going to get pissed at everybody? You're just going to do your set? Me, personally, I just fly through my set. If I have a 15-minute set and I notice it's not going great, I'll condense it. I'll either get through the jokes faster or I'll skip some jokes. This one I did both. I missed a couple, and then I tried some new stuff out, missed a couple. sped through it, hopped off. So, and like when I say bomb, it wasn't awful. It definitely got laughs. It was just super. You'll probably see it, like you'll hear how faint the laughter is because it was really far away from the mic and where it was, and then the fan was showing my belly, or was making my belly look big. It was just a fan blowing up fucking air at my stomach, so it was pushing my shirt out. But all in all, it was fun. The biggest thing was my son was able to see it. Cause like it's funny, we'll go to the gym, or we'll watch I'll have like the UFC fights on, some sort of local MMA promotion on, whatever it might be, and it's funny saying things like, "Oh, Dad used to do beatings," because that's what he calls it. Ever since he was little, that's what we call it. You want to watch beatings? So it's funny being like, "Oh yeah, Dad used to do that. Dad used to do beatings." I've on an occasion. He's like, "Huh?" Like, no, you haven't. It's like, no, I definitely have. I mean, I'm not saying it went well, but I've definitely done it. Don't sit here and tell me I didn't. But it's fun being able to show him, or have him rather see me do something live like that. Because I've been in bands. He's not going to go see me do music. I'm not going to do music anywhere, but I can show him like pictures at least of that, or videos, whatever. But like the telling jokes, he can go see that. I'm not screaming into a fucking microphone or anything. So it was cool to do that, because it's just, like I said, it's just funny trying to explain to kids like what Dad used to do. It's trying to do like the glory day Dad, like, oh, back in my day, I would have hit that pitch. I was like, shut up. I don't care, dude. It's just telling him like hobbies and stuff that I've had and seeing how he reacts to it. So him being able to go watch one of those hobbies live was it was pretty cool. But that's probably my time on this. What are we at? About a half hour. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try just go to the end of this video, or not go to it, but wait after the end music, and the clip of the stand-up will be on there. We'll extend this video a little bit, and you guys get to watch the bomb in Cairo or Cairo. I don't know how to say it. I don't care. Fuck that place. But it'll be at the end of this. Chewintherag.com. Again, if you're not watching on YouTube, you'll be able to hear it, since I'm just going to clip it on the end of this. It'll be in the audio. But if you want to see what I'm talking about in regards to like the poofy shirt and stuff, just chewintherag.com. Go to the YouTube. Oh, actually, as I'm signing off here, why do I do this? Discord. In the Discord, I had a question from none other than Dan. Let's see what Dan had to say. Question for the next episode, a classic question. What's your favorite candy that you have shoved up your ass? Never shoved. Believe it or not, I have to say this. Believe it or not, I've never shoved candy up my ass. It would be believable if I said I have, because I'm not really opposed to doing anything for a laugh. I'll have fucking gay sex if it makes you giggle. But I've never shoved anything up my ass as a laugh. I've done weird, funny things, but no candy. Nothing. Now, Dan's rebuttal will be, I never mentioned for a laugh. Well, I don't shove candy up my ass for not a laugh. So it's like, what would be I've talked about this before. I've answered this. What would be your favorite? It'd be like a ring pop makes sense. My wife brought that up. Nerds rope. Something ribbed, nothing chocolate, nothing messy. You definitely want to do a candy, a hard candy, like a not jawbreaker. Talked about that, how awful that would be as an idea. Gobstoppers, they're like a small jawbreaker. They might hook you up. Least favorite, like I said, anything chocolate, anything that melts. Jawbreaker's got to be like number one least favorite. That's gonna not enter well. It's round. There's no like taper to it. It's large. That's got to be up there for number one. Chocolate's just messy. You can do a nice like milk chocolate. Maybe it would feel good. It's melted. I don't know. Dan, you're a real piece of work for doing that. None of the new segments today, because it's kind of just like an impromptu after work episode. Didn't want to leave anybody hanging. Next episode, we'll do one of those segments that we talked about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the most recent episode before this one here, and you can hear me like ask some trivia questions of random people that I called in my contacts and stuff like that. So thank you guys. W.GG. Use promo code Chewin at checkout. CHEWIN. Chewintherag.com. Again, no G, just chewintherag. Chewintheragpod@gmail.com if you want to submit questions or hit up the Discord on that website. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
right. Believe it or not, it was actually hard to get my friends here on a Sunday, NFL Sunday. They're all degenerate gamblers. It got bad to the point where on the way up, I'm checking the group chat, and they had an over under 5 minutes before I bomb. Take the under. Walking around, I see a lot of tattoos. As you can see, I got a bunch. Thanks, buddy. My son gives me pity laughs, which helps a lot. I got a few tattoos. They're a little misleading, you know. I got a samurai, a dragon, I got a tiger. I got the tattoos of a man that's been to war and the body of a man that's been through pregnancy. It's rough, it's rough. I wasn't always like this, you know. I was talking to my doctor recently, and I was like, hey, doc, you know, I'm trying to get back in shape. I can't do the things I used to be able to do, you know. Just can't lose this extra bit. And he goes, you know, this is usually advice I give to my older patients, but it seems like you're struggling, so why don't you start off with a walk or a light jog? Just go until your feet start to hurt. I says, doc, you underestimate how often my feet don't hurt. You know, I shouldn't be grocery shopping considering that an exercise. But here I am getting golden grams and the heels start flaring up. But again, I used to be skinny. I used to be a real thin kid. I actually got picked on. In the 6th grade, I remember I was hanging out with a girl and she picked me up. Yeah, I was really self-conscious about that. Now if a girl picks me up, she's got good hips. She's gonna bring me another child. I'm feeling good about that. It's pretty misleading looking at me. You guys can't tell, but I actually love reggae music. And I don't mean like Bob Marley, I mean like shibbity-wobbity-wobbity. Like you can't understand it at all. And I used to drive a big black SUV. And one day this girl comes up to me, she's at a red light. And I got my reggae on, windows tinted, you can't see inside. She comes up to me, she does one of these real quick. This is how you know she wasn't happy with what she saw in that driver's seat. She does one of these. Where you look real quick and then you look forward. Yeah, she thought she was gonna get like a big, handsome Islander man. She got Velma from Scooby-Doo, so there was nothing good about that. The tattoo thing is weird. It's kind of embarrassing. So when I was a kid, I always wanted to be like in a biker gang or like a crew, somebody I had camaraderie with. Because I had 2 brothers growing up, but we didn't really mesh on things a lot. The only thing we ever really got along with was me and the middle child convinced the younger one that he was adopted. Yeah, he's got like this blonde hair and everything, and we told him he can't bring it up to mom until he turns 10. 10 years old, when he's a man, double digits, that's when he can ask mom if he's adopted. And he did it. The guy, 10 years old, he goes into mom, he goes, Mom, am I adopted? She goes, no, sweetie, why would you say that? What makes you say that? He goes, you know, Chris and Billy, they explained, I got the blonde hair, they got this curly brown hair. She gets real quiet with him. She goes, sweetie, you're not adopted. I cheated. My mom was like that. She was a savage. She was the type of mom, like, we didn't really have Christmas traditions. Thanks, Theo. We didn't really have Christmas traditions, you know. We always wanted a real tree, but we grew up kind of poor, so how do you get a real tree poor? Go to the Walmart, hop outside. We got sliding doors on the van. 3 boys, we could load that thing up every time. And that's not a joke. I don't know why I told that. That's my mom used to steal Christmas trees. It is what it is. I don't know. She was the Grinch that stole for Christmas, not Christmas. I talk a lot about my mom, but my dad was a part of my life, you know, a big part of my life when he was able to post bail. His big thing, my dad's big thing, he wasn't a bad guy, but he loved weed. And like, I mean, I'm telling you, from the womb, if you ask me anything I can remember from the womb, it would definitely be the smell of weed and taste of Pepsi. That's something that sticks with you. But I don't really see pot as a big deal. It's starting to get legal everywhere. It's not really what it was. But my dad, when we were younger, he thought the responsible thing when he wanted to smoke weed was to let us know, like, hey, go in the other room and play. Go in the other room and play. So I thought that was normal. Just go lock yourself in your room. You turn 13 years old, you go to a friend's house, happens to be female. You walk in, you're like, hey, Rachel, why don't we go upstairs to your room and play? And her dad's thinking, why don't we stay down here and watch a movie? And I'm like, whoa, Rachel, your dad's gonna let us smoke weed with him down here? It's, like I said, we didn't really have a lot of money. My parents didn't have jobs. Dad worked in the summers and mom was part-time. She had a lot of health issues. So like, I didn't mind not having money. You can occupy yourself without money. But I didn't like that they were home all the time. I didn't get like the same, babysitter fantasies that other kids got. My biggest fantasy was a busty hiring manager giving my mom and dad a 9 to 5. She's sitting across the desk, I'm buttoning. We also have benefits. Despite all my shortcomings and the family I come from, I was able to get a wife. I am married. Come back in a year and see if she sticks around, and then we'll hold your applause for that. But I like to say me and my wife are good people, but I have to try to be a good person. She's a naturally good person, Like, we ordered food, we were on our way home, we didn't feel like stopping, the sun was a little bit miserable. And we get a text from the driver, he's like, look, I'm about 10 minutes out, my car broke down. And she goes, she tells me, because I'm driving, she lets me know, she's like, hey, maybe we can go there. And in my head, I go, yeah, pick up our food and go, so it's not cold. She was thinking, go there, jumper cables, maybe help this guy out. So that's the way our brains work. She's a good person, I have to try to be a good person. We have a son, that's the one I keep thanking for the pity laughs. He'll be 4. I still struggle with how to talk to children. He's my first son. My brothers were close enough in age where I didn't really have to talk to younger kids. So the only real experience I have was with my youngest cousin, who's about probably 13 now. Our grandmother passed away, and he was about 8 years old. And he goes, we're at her services. He goes, Dad, Mom says Grandma's in heaven. So I'm like, yeah, here we go. We'll have this conversation. Obviously, I had it with your mom, but let's do this. I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy, Grandma's in heaven. He goes, Mom says eventually we all go to heaven. And I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy, eventually we all go to heaven. And he goes, does that mean one day I'm going to go to heaven? And now I got to break it to the kid, because what am I going to do, right? So I look at him and I go, Evan, I'm sorry, but you were born a boy. And that means one day you're going to be a man. And I don't think any of the men in my family have ever gone to heaven. That's my time, guys. Thank you.